So particles was something that was added 3 months ago, 4 months ago. I haven't used it too much because I don't think that I'm as creative as some people, but I did use it. So it came out right before Christmas. I did use it to make snow scenes. So this is actually a background in Create Studio. If you go to Christmas, it's right here. And I also then turned it and changed it a little, and right before I started this tutorial, I made it to look like little bubbles in a fish tank. And the fish tank I got in Bacteasy. Right here, I just searched for fish tank. So I'm going to show you just how to use some of the features, but then you can go in and you can fool around and play with it and see how it looks for you. I'm going to just delete this so we don't have that in the way. For the snow, you can see it just falling gracefully. What you do is you go up here into Effects and Components, right here, and you might be in Effects when you first get there, but just go into Components, and here are particles. You're going to click and drag to your timeline, and you can see right on top of what I had here is the one I just added. The one that I put on, I went down here to Properties, and I just lowered the opacity so it wasn't as bright. You can do whatever it is that you want to do with that. You can also, I am just going to hide mine so we only see the one I just added. If you click on that element, you can make it more snowy, or, whoop, it's not dragging. You can have fewer or more. You can add the count. You can add the size. You can make it smaller to bigger if you want to have a blizzard. I'm going to show you some of the directional and the speed. I left it kind of too small. You can make it go faster or slower. What I did for the fish tank, it's the same thing. All I did was use the same particle and I turned it. So here you can see it's falling down. But for the fish tank, I wanted it to go up. So all you have to do is turn it. When I turn this, the bubbles are now going to go down, which doesn't make much sense for a fish tank to have bubbles going down. But that is all you need to do to change some of the direction that you can make. And for this one, I have the opacity lower. I also made it bigger for the size. Here I have a size of 1. Here it was smaller for the snow. Oh, well, that's the snow we just made. I think I might have had mine smaller. But let me show you from the start, what do you want to do with your particles? I'm going to drag it down. Then it defaults to this, which I used as the snow. They have a bunch of shapes, so you can go through and choose what you might want. If you want arrows, let me increase it so you can see. You can have arrows, you can have little flags, you can have check marks, you can have an X, arrows. Let's get rid of a few so you can see them a little bit more. You can choose smiley faces. You can really choose anything that you want. Wheels. You can just search through all of these to find what you want. They also have presets. So let's choose a preset and we can look at some of these. You can choose ducks, fingers. We have all sorts of, let's do squares. Right here, I think the squares are a little bit too big. So I can go and reduce the size. I can have more of them or less of them. What's cool is you can also add another color to it. So let's add some blue. So now I have pink and blue. You can see it also has a gradient because in the default it had a gradient. I can make it a solid color, but I liked the gradient. The gradient looks good. You can also add another color if you want. Let's make some green. So now we have 3 different colors, and you can keep adding more if you want. You can make them bigger again, maybe a little bit bigger, and a few more. So now you can also change from directional. You can have it in static. So let's look what that is. That's just going to move them slowly and gracefully. You can also have spiral. Let me just increase this so I don't keep having to, they can spiral up. You can speed that up so it spirals faster. You can change the radius, you can change the scaling. So you can change all of these different properties. The spiral is just a little bit too much for me right now. So here we'll just do the directional. You can change to pulsating. You can alter for pulsating the speed, the strength, and the randomness. Let's turn that off. You can also make them swing. You can have them orbiting, which they already are, so let's turn off orbiting. Now they're just going in a straight line instead of a little bit of movement happening. You can have them blink. And in all of those, you can change the speed, strength, randomness of the blinking, the orbiting, the swinging, all of the different functions that they have. So here we have a whole bunch of different ways that you can do it. You can change the speed of the rotation. Now they're going a little bit faster. You can also use all of the properties that we have in our other effects when we are doing those. So you can make them a little bit lighter. That's kind of cool that you can see it through there. You can change all of these different options. You can change your preset. Maybe we want stars. Maybe circles. Now with the circles, let's see what happens when we look at spiral. Yeah, I don't know. You guys are more creative than me. You may be able to see how some of these might look more. If you look on the Create Studio page, they also have their video and their spiral looked gorgeous. Mine looks messy. So I would have a lot of learning to do on these. But you can explore all of these different images that are available for you to change them to if you want to have anything else. I'm talking and scrolling at the same time, so I'm not. You can have some icons like YouTube. So Get in there and explore. And if I were you, I'd be like me and I'd go and I'd use some of the presets and see what they already have in store for us that you can, oh, there's one of their spiraled ones. So that looks so much better than mine, right? So have fun, and I hope to see some of your videos.